Have you ever felt tired even when your body had done nothing all day? Have you ever laid down at night, eyes closed, but your mind kept running? Thoughts moving fast, jumping from yesterday to tomorrow, never stopping. This is not the kind of tiredness that sleep can fix. This is the tiredness of the mind. The kind that slowly steals your peace. The kind that makes you feel heavy for no clear reason. Most people think peace comes from changing their life. A new place. A new job. More money. Less problems. But what if the real problem is not outside at all? What if peace is something you already carry inside you, but you don't know how to reach it? In this story, you will meet a young man whose mind never rested. He lived in a quiet place. Yet inside him, there was a storm. A storm made of regret, fear, and endless thinking. By the end of this video, you will learn one simple idea. An idea that can quiet the mind. An idea so simple, it is often ignored. But once you understand it, you will never see your thoughts the same way again. Stay with me until the end. Because the lesson waiting there may give you something rare. A moment of real peace. Once upon a time, in a small village surrounded by tall mountains, there lived a young man named Marco. He was only 24 years old. The village was quiet. The air was clean. Nature was calm. But Marco was not. From the moment he woke up, his mind was already busy. Thoughts came without asking. They moved fast and never stayed still. One thought reminded him of something he did wrong in the past. Another warned him about a future that had not even arrived. Because of this, Marco felt tired all the time. Not in his body, but deep inside his chest and head. At night, his body lay on the bed, but his mind kept walking. He could not sleep well. He slowly forgot how to smile. Sometimes, Marco sat alone and wondered why he felt this way. He had food. He had shelter. He lived in a peaceful place. Yet inside him, there was no peace. His mind was like a storm. Loud. Unstable. Always moving. Marco did not know it yet, but this restless feeling was about to push him onto a path that would change his life. One evening, as Marco sat quietly, he heard people talking about a place far away in the hills. They spoke of a small village. A quiet village. And in that village, they said, lived a wise old man. This old man was not always old. Long ago, he had lived in the city. He was a well-known psychologist. He had helped many people understand their minds. He had listened to their pain. He had guided them toward peace. But one day, he left the noise of the city behind. He chose silence over crowds, nature over buildings, and a simple life over a busy one. People said that sometimes, travelers went to him. They came with heavy hearts and restless minds. And they often left feeling lighter. When Marco heard this, something changed inside him. For the first time in a long while, he felt a small spark of hope. A quiet thought appeared in his mind. Not loud. Not fearful. Maybe he can help me. Marco did not know what the old man would say. He did not know what he would ask him to do. But he knew one thing. He could not continue living with a mind that never rested. So Marco made a decision. A brave one. He would leave his village. He would take the long road. And he would search for peace. The next morning, Marco began his journey. The road ahead was long and tiring. Hills rose and fell in front of him. Paths twisted through quiet lands and empty spaces. With every step, his body moved forward. But his mind still carried its old weight. Thoughts followed him like shadows. Memories from the past. Fears about what might come next. Some days were harder than others. His legs felt weak. His back ached. Yet he kept walking. As the journey continued, something slowly changed. The noise inside his mind began to soften. Not completely, but enough for him to notice. This journey was not just about reaching another village. It was about leaving something behind. Old habits, old worries, old ways of thinking. Each step forward was a quiet promise. A promise that he would not give up on himself. That he would keep searching until he found peace. After many days, as the sun rose over the hills, Marco finally saw it. The village he had heard about. Small. Silent. Waiting. The village was quiet. No rush. No noise. Just soft sounds of nature moving slowly. Marco walked through the narrow paths until he saw a small house. It was covered in green plants and flowers. Simple. Peaceful. On the porch of the house, an old man was sitting. His back was straight. His hands rested calmly on his knees. His eyes were closed. He looked completely still. Marco stood there for a moment. He felt unsure, but he gathered his courage and stepped forward. In a soft voice, he spoke. "Grandfather, my mind is very restless. I cannot stop thinking. I feel tired all the time. I want peace in my heart." The old man slowly opened his eyes. There was no surprise in them, only calm. He smiled gently. "So, you are looking for peace," he said. "Come with me. I will give you a small task." Marco did not understand yet, but he felt something important was about to begin. The old man led Marco into his small yard. The ground was simple. The air felt still. He picked up a clean glass and filled it with water. He filled it slowly, carefully, until the water reached the very top. The glass was so full that even a small shake could make it spill. The old man placed the glass in Marco's hands and looked at him kindly. "Walk from here to the edge of the village," he said. "Then come back. But remember," he added, "you must not spill even one drop of water." Marco looked at the glass, then at the old man. He felt surprised. The task seemed simple, yet something about it felt serious. Marco took a deep breath. He nodded, and he accepted the challenge. Marco held the glass with both hands. He began to walk. The road was narrow and busy. People passed by. Some walked fast. Some ran. Shopkeepers called out loudly. Dogs barked in the distance. Normally, Marco's mind would follow every sound, every movement, every distraction. But this time, he did not look around. His eyes stayed on the glass, on the water, on keeping it steady. He walked slowly, one step at a time, careful, focused. As he walked, something strange happened. The noise around him faded. The past did not pull him back. The future did not rush toward him. There was only the glass, only this step, only this moment. For the first time in a long while, Marco's mind was quiet. After reaching the edge of the village, Marco turned back. He walked with the same care, the same focus. When he finally returned, he stood in front of the old man. His hands were steady. The glass was still full. "Grandfather," Marco said, with quiet pride, "I did it. I didn't spill even one drop." The old man nodded slowly. A soft smile appeared on his face. "That is good," he said. "But tell me something." He looked at Marco gently and asked, "Did you see the children playing on the side of the road? Did you hear the dogs barking?"
Marco paused.
He thought for a moment. Then he looked surprised. "No," he said softly. "I didn't see them." I didn't hear anything. I was only focused on the glass. The old man's smile grew warmer, because now Marco was ready to understand. The old man looked at Marco with kind eyes. He spoke slowly, gently. That is the secret, he said. Something that was always inside you, but you did not know. When your mind stays in the present moment, he continued, there is no space for fear, no space for confusion, no space for extra thoughts. When you were holding the glass, he said, your mind was not in the past. You were not sad about what had already happened. And your mind was not in the future. You were not afraid of what might come. You were here, he said quietly, in this moment.
Marco listened carefully.
Every word felt clear. Every word felt true. Slowly, he began to understand. The peace he was searching for was not far away. It was not hidden in another place. It was already inside him. Peace appears when the mind rests in the present. Marco lowered his head in respect. A soft smile appeared on his face. Not forced. Not planned. It came naturally. Grandfather, he said quietly, now I understand. If I want to calm my mind, I must stay in this moment. That is where real peace lives. The old man smiled. He did not say anything more. He did not need to. The sun was slowly setting. Warm light touched the ground. Birds flew back to their nests. Marco began his walk back home. The road was the same. The world was the same. But he was not. His mind was lighter, calmer, quieter. And now, before we end, remember this. Peace is not something you chase. It is something you return to. Again and again. In the present moment. If this story touched you, take a moment to like it. Share it with someone who needs calm. And subscribe for more stories that speak to the heart. Until next time, stay well. And stay peaceful.